I've got to somehow scramble up these rocks. I don't know. That's going to be tough, that. So that's how I managed to get the tent for free. Well, hello there guys. You joined me just outside the beautiful little town of Edale in the Peak District. I've got a 16-kilometre hike planned for you today and then a camp and cook later. And stick around to the end of the video where I'm going to be telling you how I managed to get my tent for free. Now trust me, it's a good tent, so you're going to want to see that. So I'm going to get set off on my hike now. I'll catch up with you a little bit further down, but first I'm going to be going up Grindsbrook. So I thought I'd done the worst of Grindsbrook, and then I get over the edge and I see I've still got this ahead of me. I don't know if you can really see the scale of it, but like, let me try and zoom in on that for you. I gotta somehow scramble up them rocks. Oh my days. It's definitely become less of a walk and more of a climb. I've made it to the top, come all the way back down there, all the way up Grindsbrook to the next part now. It's the views like this that just make me want to get out into the Peak District. It's just such a lovely place. Just hills and moors as far as you can see. It's such a strange place this. Look at all these rocks just sticking out at any old angle. It's brilliant but strange. So I've just stopped for my lunch. I've got this nice waterfall behind me. There's a river down here. I'm just got my lunch under the shade of this tree, I think. It's a lovely spot all around me. I'm in the valley. So I'll catch up with you after I've had some lunch. So somehow this is a public footpath. You may be thinking, nah, you're probably just off route, but trust me, you probably can't see it, but just through these trees, I can see the fence post with the little yellow arrow marker thing. So this is the footpath, because look, there's the bridge that I've just come across. I don't even know. So I've just got to where I'm going to be camping for the night. I'm going to put the tent up and yeah, I'll catch up with you. So I am in the tent now. For any of you guys wondering, the tent itself is a Hillerberg. Now, if you don't know much about camping and hiking, trust me, it's a good tent. If you do know much about camping, well, you'll know. It's the Nalo 2 specifically. I'll be telling you later, I actually managed to get this tent for free, and it is over like $1,000. So, yep. So I'm going to set up in tent. For my sleep system, I've got a Mountain Warehouse. It's a summer sleeping bag. It's very warm. I'm hoping it's going to be enough. If not, I've got a coat I can wrap up in that as well. Air mat, I've got a Quechua one. It's not the best. It's a bit heavy. It's a bit bulky. It's only about that thin. So I could really do with something better. Oh, and a pillow. I've got a €2 Lilo pillow that I bought in Mallorca a couple of years ago. It does the trick. So it's got a nice felt side, so it's quite comfortable. Yep. So I'll start setting up. Comfort is 9 degrees. No, sorry, comfort's 11 degrees. Low is 9 degrees. Extreme 0, but I've used this in I used it in late winter, early spring, and I was too cold, so I wouldn't recommend it. It is decent anytime kind of like June onwards, but it's a very warm day. I'd say it's warmest day of the year, so like boiling in here, so that should be alright. Right, so I've just been and filled my water up with some fresh water, which I'm going to need to make tea, which is what I'm going to do now actually. So to cook it, I've got a trangia. It's old school, I don't know, I like it. So stainless steel, lightweight cutlery and crockery, whatever you call it. And then for the actual food, I've got some pasta, half a chorizo sausage, and a pasata. So the idea here is obviously I'm going to boil up the pasta, chop up the chorizo and fry it up, and then I'll add the pasata into with the pasta, and then eventually put the chorizo in, stir it all together. It's nice, I've had it on camps before. It's lightweight, quite cheap, and it's very filling. Loads of calories as well, and it's not bad calories, it's healthy calories. So I did bring a ready-made sachet latte thing, but it's flipping boiling, and I don't know if I'm going to drink that. I'll probably just stick with the water, to be honest. So right, I'll start cooking. So I've got my first portion here. I've got another portion in the pan because it won't all fit on the pan, but yeah, I mean, I've already had a taste of it, it's brilliant, so I'll check in with you after I've eaten it. I forgot to mention before I had my tea, but I'll mention it now. I've brought 2 of these for dessert. They're called Joe-nuts, the Jaffa Cake donuts. They're a little worse for wear and they melted a bit in my bag. Yeah, it's been very warm today. As you can see by my arms and face, I have burned and forgot sun cream, that's my own fault. So I think I'm going to save one of these for supper. I'm going to have one now, so yeah. And then I think I'm going to have a rest after that, and then a bit later on I'll tell you the story of how I got this tent for free. Cool, see you in a bit. Just had to show you this. When I say it's a bit worse for wear, that's what I mean when I say worse for wear. Like, it's completely disintegrated. Alright, so I've just finished having a bit of a rest, had a bit of a lie down. It's been a long day. It's the first time out doing a hike in a long time, so yeah, my shoulders and back is a bit sore, getting a lot of cramp in my legs. Played some cards, I'll show a little clip right now. Played Solitaire, I think it's called. Couldn't remember the rules, so I made them up. Yeah, so temperature's dropped a bit, so put my layer on. So, but anyway, the important thing, so the reason you're all here, story time. I guess I've got 3 things I want to talk about, and the first thing will be obviously how I managed to get this tent for free. And yes, I'm aware, I am 6'3", so you're just going to have to deal with the fact that I don't fully fit in this. If I sit properly upright, then yeah. So, yeah, so how I managed to get the tent for free. So, I was out walking in Wales. I think I was about 8 years old, so don't ask me where I was walking, I don't remember. All I remember is that there was a big mountain with a kind of reservoir on top that had a waterfall down into another reservoir at the bottom. So, yeah. Anyway, so we were walking there, and we stopped for a break. I'm with my dad. It was a lovely sunny day, but previous couple of days had been chucking it down. And I just literally happened to see this tent. I was like, Dad, look, there's a tent. And he's thinking, we're in a valley, there's a river, we're on this side of the valley, there's the other side. He's looking over saying, I don't see a tent. Is it pitched or something? I'm like, no, at our feet. And literally, sure enough, just next to a rock was this tent in its bag, wrapped up. I can only assume it fell off of somebody's rucksack. Now, obviously, you've got the dilemma of, is someone going to need this? But it was, like I say, it'd been raining the past couple of days, but it was a lovely sunny day today, well, that day, and the bag was soaking wet. So I could only assume it'd fallen off either the day before or the previous couple of days. So if it had fallen off, it wasn't too recent. I was staying about half a mile away anyway in what's called a bothy. For those who don't know, it's just kind of like a hut they have in Wales and Scotland. They have them out in the mountains. Yeah, so I was staying about half a mile away, so I took it with me. I thought if someone does pass through looking for it, they'll see a bothy, they'll probably call in and say, "You haven't seen the tent, have you guys?" And if they did, I'd be like, "Oh, there you go." But no, so that's how I managed to get this tent. I took it home, dried it out. It was obviously been soaking wet, so it built a bit of mould up as well. I had to clean that out. The poles were in good shape. To be fair, there's a few little holes in the inner layer, but I'm not too worried about that. The outside, I don't know if you know about Hillebergs, but they're strong stuff. They're made for out in like the Himalayas and kind of thing. I think it's a Swedish company. Correct me if I'm wrong. Either Swedish or Switzerland, but I think it's Swedish. Yeah, they're like the Rolls-Royce tents. They're a bit heavy, I will say that. This is a 2-man, and I think it clocks in at about 3.1, 3.2 kilos, but it's plenty spacious. I'm using it in the summer. It's keeping the heat in quite nicely. In the winter, it's brilliant. I'm in the middle of a valley here, really, so there's quite a lot of bit of winds, as you've seen in some clips earlier, and I've got no doubts that this tent will hold up. So, yep, so that's how I managed to get it. But, like, I know they go for like over £1,000 these days. Obviously, this is an older one. I don't think they make it anymore, but back in its day, I've sold for quite a bit. So that's how I managed to get the tent for free. So, yeah, I mean, I guess you could say the universe was smiling on me that day. So, the other thing I want to talk about, the second thing, I just want to kind of do an analysis of today's route. So, I set out with the intention of doing 16 kilometres. I've already put the route up, but I'll put it up again. I checked my GPS when I clicked finish, and for some reason it's saying I did 20 kilometres. I don't really know how that's possible. I've not got lost, I've not gone off route, so I think that's just a mistake, to be honest. Maybe the GPS has just gone wacky at one point. In terms of elevation, I think we started about, I think the lowest point was 200, highest point was about 850. Kinder Scout's quite high, and then I don't know. I don't think I took much clips of it, but I went up a massive hill up to Rushup Edge. I was just knackered at that point. I was just more focusing on getting up, to be honest. So yeah, so about 650 kind of elevation. The net elevation total clocked in at about, I think, just under 2,000, because I went up a lot of, up and down a lot of hills and valleys. So yeah, it was a good walk. And the third and final thing I want to talk about, obviously, this hasn't been a perfect video. This is a new channel. This is my first video. So any tips, any constructive criticism, please put it in the comments. I want to improve. I want to make the videos better for you. So by all means, just slate me if you need to. I'll take it on board. Don't worry. So next thing I'm going to do is currently just almost 10 to 9. I'm quite tired. So been a long week. Gonna make I've got supper to make. So obviously I've got the remaining Joe nut, but as a treat, I bought myself a salted caramel. Oh, I dropped it. Salted caramel hot chocolate. So I'm going to get some water boiling. I'll see you in about 10-15 minutes. Right, so the kettle is starting to boil. So I'm going to, he says, get into the sachet. There we go. Pour that in the mug, which you can't see actually, can you? There you go, pour it into my mug. Nice and in there. Now I'm aware this is a very big mug for one sachet. I should have probably bought 2, but we live and we learn. And I guess I just pour it on in. And I've got a RNLI. I don't know. Can you even see that? Well, it's back to front for you, but yeah, RNLI Spork. I don't know, got it like for £2. Actually, I think it was a gift. So this is salted caramel. It's the Aldi equivalent of Horlicks. I've had it before. It's nice. It's good. Good just before bed. It looks quite light outside, but it's what is the time? It's 9:05. So I'm gonna enjoy this cup of hot chocolate, and I'll check in with you just before bed. Bye. Right, so I'm ready for bed. The lights start to go, so I've had to put my head torch on. Yeah, so I'll see you in the morning. Night. Right, so for breakfast I've boiled my kettle and I've got these packets of porridge and I'm going to have that latte, I didn't have it last night, so I'm going to make that and I'll talk to you after. So then, I've fully packed up and I'm about to set off on my way home. So thank you very much for tuning into my first video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.